for the gentrifiers. This for the gentrifiers. Papa Legba, Yeshua, Ilegua, come out, Papa Legba, Yeshua, Ilegua, come out, Papa Legba, Yeshua, Ilegua, come out. 'Cause this is our land. Yes, we was here first. They came here on a boat. They'll leave here in a hearse. They'll leave here through the dirt. They're going through the earth. We're channeling their ancestors to undo their curse. 'Cause once upon a time, we all could read and write. That legalese is lies. Strong men spelled cursive ties. Strong men all caps disguise. They've gentrified our lives. We've redefined their sights. We've redefined their kind. Yes, this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. This shit here is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose it. Yes, this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. Yes, this shit is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose. When you chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor you gon' choose? Play their game, but by our rules. I'm Queen Annie the Maroon. I am Queen of Dongo. I am Queen of Zinga. I am Yenaga. I'm Carlotta and Fermina. 'Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor you gon' choose? 'Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor you gon' choose? 'Cause I am a goddess. I am a priestess. I chant these mantras and they all repeat it. If we make a promise, this land we gon' seize it. Get vengeance for Mother Earth treason. Hey, the gentrifier. This for the gentrifiers. This for the gentrifiers. This for the gentrifiers. Repetition of empires. Invading land with gunfire. Slavery not posters for hire. Income not what you desire. Outcome working jobs for hours. Mindset waiting to retire. Never stop working for dollars. 'Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. Which ancestor you gon' choose? When you chant, they gonna lose. 'Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. Which ancestor we gon' choose? When we chant, they gonna lose. Ashe, I mean. My spirit guides come in with that sin. My ancestors defend. I got that juice to transcend. Hey, ashe, I mean. My spirit guides come in with that sin. My ancestors. I got that juice to transcend. 'Cause I am a Santi. I am a Sata. I am a host. I am a homie. I am a Tamba. Yes, I am a Tamba. 'Cause I am a Santi. I am a Sata. I am a hosie. I am a homie. I am a Tamba. Yes, I am a Tamba. Yes, this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. When we chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor we gon' choose? Hey, choose. 'Cause when we chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor we gon' choose?
Mess with the wrong witch, and she knows it. And now you know it.
Peace, y'all. Welcome to our first Cosmic Nobodies conversation. This is a pop-up podcast. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for pulling in. I have a wonderful guest today that I'm very excited about and setting the tone for Juju music. You know, we are walking into a Virgo full moon on the Vedic scale and Libra on the tropical. So while our mindset is on equality, law, and justice, and bonds and contracts, our vortex is gravitating to that Elegua, Eshwa energy, being the energy of the crossroads, communication, invocation. We're about to walk into an eclipse of manifestation. Okay. And I'm very excited about this. And so it makes me even more excited to bring this goddess on that's going to talk more about it in the cards and in the stars for us. We have a good treat here. So without further ado, I'm going to bring her on. Ladies and gentlemen, Galaxy.
Good Hey, first and foremost, I am honored to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me on. This is my first podcast.
Awesome.
Very interesting for me. So, my name is Galaxy. I have been studying astrology since 2016, and I've been doing readings for people since I want to say late 2021. I worked in a shop briefly last year before I moved, so kind of out of the game for a little bit, but I figured I would take this opportunity because it seems super awesome. So here we are.
Awesome. So glad to have you here. Could you let us know, as far as your workings go, what was the catalyst that brought you on this pathway?
I would say it's kind of hard to place because I feel like my entire life has been a real spiritual journey. I was very young. But I think it all really started when I dropped out of high school. So I was dealing with a lot of internal struggles and I decided to take a break for a little bit. And in that time, I discovered astrology, tarot, spirituality, and it really helped me connect a lot of pieces together that I had been missing. So from 2015, I got into it. And since then, I've just been like deep diving.
You know what? That's so interesting that that's the year, because that was the last time we were in the year of 8, was 2015. And we're currently in the year of 8 again, which, you know, we can infer would be like a nice, like widespread awakening of events for a lot of people. I've been seeing as a collective, a lot of people that have been in this healing journey are undergoing a quote unquote crisis, but, you know, we don't use those traumatic words here. Here's all about facing our challenges head on to make us stronger individuals in our walk, because that's what we're here for. Earth is a gym, and we're here lifting up the weights of the different challenges to bring our muscle to what it needs to be to go back, you know, to where we came from. So with that being said, as far as like, you know, your journey and how you've been sticking to it, how do you have any advice for some of our spiritual bodies out here that are having trouble with, you know, straddling between the 3D world, that's what we call it here, the 3D world, the world that we've been indoctrinated in, versus walking in their spiritual purpose and truth?
So honestly, something that's been really crucial for me for the past year that's really helped me get into sticking in the fact that life is a blessing is really accepting the fact that waking up every day and being alive is a blessing. And I feel like how the world is structured, the things that they show us, the things that they feed us are unattainable, or they're things that we constantly, they're out of reach for us, and we struggle to accept that we're blessed in the fact that we're breathing. Just so like something just as simple as that, you wake up every day and you be mindful of the fact that I'm alive today. That's a blessing. That's everything you really need. So I think a lot of the information we take in is meant to make us think that there's something more that we need to be accomplishing, when really you're accomplishing everything by waking up and just having the power that you are alive.
That hits close, because it's like, it's a lot of people who are no longer trying to maintain the willpower to even get up and wake up. So the fact that, like, you know, for those of you guys who are in the comments and those watching, whether now or in the future, in the past, just getting up, hug yourself for that, because that's a big deal. That's something a lot of souls didn't have the will to do today. So yeah, I definitely feel that gratitude for the small. It's not even a small thing. That's a big thing. That's a really, really big thing.
The big life is life itself, you know, like you get the blessing of being alive. And I think everything in our world is kind of structured to make us think that there's something more than the fact that we are living.
Right.
That's the biggest thing of all to me in my journey.
I love that. And I feel that deeply. Yeah. Thank you for that. I feel like all these conversations and energy exchanges are not by accident. I actually met this goddess because I was fasting. I am doing Ramadan, and I was on my way to an open mic, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to eat. Like, I can't go in that building because I get hangry. So I'm just like, and the guy outside, he just had chicken and shrimp, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing any animals. So then I come in here and they had the vegan wings and stuff like that. And she was just such a joy, just seeing how she interacted with the energies just all across the bar was just like, oh, wow. And then we finally got the exchange energy and it was like, I do readings too. And you see, we both have the crown chakra colors on our hair. And it was just like, okay, like, yeah, we got to align. I'm going to be in touch with you real soon.
It was real special just because when I got home, you had given me this little bag for the open mic, and there's a strip of paper in there that said illuminate the possibilities, and all of my lucky numbers were on the back. And I was like, no, I need to reach out to Sunshine like immediately right now as soon as I got home. Yeah.
The energy exchange is never by accident. I do love to hand out the swag bags. I love the feedback that always comes back into it. So glad you got to come here and introduce yourself. Now let's talk about the collective. What can a collective expect? We have 2 eclipses between our full moon and our new moon. We have some comets happening in between. Mercury is at dichotomy, which is, having Mercury at the half phase. Like how we have half phase moon, we're having half phase Mercury right now. And we have a bunch of other celestial events going on. And, since we're sitting here, I'll read down some of them to y'all. I'll give y'all some cheat sheets on the astrological report. And so, in the morning at 7:01 is when we experience, our ultimate full moon. However, it did start today, about an hour or so. And then the moon in Parima will be in conjunction, which is the star of prophecy and the Virgo constellation. Crux, which is our crucifix constellation, will be opposite the sun tomorrow as well at 2:37, which is very interesting because I read somewhere that April 8th, that eclipse that we're having that day is like the way the planets are aligned is around the way they were aligned when Jesus was crucified. So, as far as, people have different interpretations of the Bible about Jesus being the son and things like that. So whether you want to look at it at a historical text or personified, just like me and you aligning right now is a personification of what's happening in the cosmos. So we could say, oh, Sunshine and Galaxy had a podcast, but I'm pretty sure if you look up in the stars, there's something that aligns us here in this space and time, and those that are viewing in this space and time as well. March 26th, that's when we start going into the waning moon. The moon will be coming on descending node of the orbit, so the moon start coming closer and closer. So there's a possibility that the new moon that we have is actually going to be a super new moon, which will be the last new moon we had was a super new moon as well. The moon in Spica will be in conjunction, and Spica is the moon of Spica is the star of harvest in the Virgo constellation. On March 27th, the star of Crux, which is in the Crux constellation, the crucifix constellation, that will be opposite the sun. So it's putting that crucifix on like the sunlight spotlight, if you will, preparing us for March 31st, which is Passover. On March 28th, we'll have the moon in Zubin el-Janubi in conjunction. This is a star in between the Libra and Scorpio constellation, because Libra and Scorpius, they kind of share a scale and claw together, if you will. And this will be in the 11th house. So now we're doing Aquarius energy here in the 11th house with this energy. So definitely transformations to our social structure happening after this eclipse. Jupiter will be entering Taurus on the draconic chart. So now we'll have Jupiter and Taurus on the tropical and the draconic. Which is a big deal. Draconic chart deals with our soul's constellation makeup. On the 29th, we have the moon in Graphius and Dishuba. So the moon basically essentially is going to start going through those main stars of the Scorpius constellation with Graphius, Dishuba, and then Aries. We'll also have Karma, which is an asteroid entering the Taurus zodiac on March 30th. And that's next Saturday. So we have that what comes around energy happening in our space of wealth, love for self, love for, other people, universal love, things of that nature, which is divine because the very next day is, Ishtar Day or the day of Anana or, Easter, however way you wish to look at it. And actually on March 31st, we'll be at a 69 waning gibbous moon at midnight. The moon will be in Sagittarius on the tropical chart, and then Scorpius on the Vedic chart, and it'll be in the first house. So it'll be in the ascendant house. So that's pretty interesting. Parima, which is the star of prophecy, will be on the spotlight as it'll be opposite the sun. Uranus and Jupiter will be in conjunction on that day. They'll only be 3.5 degrees apart. We'll also have another comet experience on that day, comet 12P Pons Brook, which you'll be able to see in the stars with Jupiter and Uranus and the moon, as well as Venus, Saturn, and Mars will all be lined up along the ecliptic. It's just a lot of celestial things happening, and it's something very, very exciting. It's very exciting. So that is my rundown, leading you guys all the way up to Easter Sunday. So Galaxy, could you please expound on some of the celestial happenings?
Yeah, the one thing I do want to touch on that you said was the karma is moving to Taurus, and a big theme of eclipse energy is repenting. Basically, that's biblical. Each eclipse is like with Jonah, you know, that you have to repent, you have to pay for something. There's something that needs to be undone. So
Okay.
with karma moving into Taurus, Taurus is a very sedentary sign. It doesn't like change. It likes routine. So the whole shedding of the routines that we're going to have to face individually are going to be substantial, uncomfortable, and chaotic. So if you're not willing to move through these cycles, they're going to continue to come up, especially in October when our eclipse cycle kind of closes. This has been since last October, last fall.
Yeah.
So from 2022 to 2025, we're dealing with this big cycle. So you have a lot of time to shed these things. It's just all going to come full circle during the solar eclipse. So for each person, we all have our individual charts. So wherever I practice Western astrology. So wherever Aries is in your chart is where the eclipse is going to hit you. Each house represents a different portion of your life. So whichever it's going over in this portion of your life is the portion of your life that you're going to need to do extreme release in. You're going to shed whatever it is that's going on in your life. So for me, it's in my 7th house. It's a lot about connecting with other people, opening myself up to connecting with other people. That's just for me. So depending on where it would be for you is where you're going to have this repentance. So collectively, there's going to be a big shift in energy. You're going to feel it from everybody. The next couple of weeks, it's going to be very intense. People are going to feel the need to explain what they're releasing. So if you're the kind of person that people like to unload on, or they vent, or you're like, if a stranger ever comes up to you at your job, or they're like, this is what's going on in my life, you might deal with a lot of that. Or you might even feel compelled to reveal things that you're going through to people, just because everybody's dealing with it. Especially this big thing that I noticed when I was looking at it earlier. Venus is going to be conjunct Neptune, which creates this really fantastical illusion. So it's kind of like you're in this nervous kind of state of mind, but you feel grounded, or you might feel comfortable in foreign situations, if that makes sense. You may feel like you belong in places where you wouldn't normally belong. So people may be connecting on things that are to move society collectively forward in a way. Even though people are going to be going through really uncomfortable, chaotic changes, they're going to be able to share them with each other. And sharing those traumatic experiences with each other is going to be able to help everyone to grow. So communication and connection, hopefully, will be a theme during these next couple of weeks. So like, be open to new experiences and new people and see where it takes you. Because even if you don't do it now, you might have to do it in October. You know what I mean? So to not do it today, you will have to suffer tomorrow in some capacity.
Yeah, being the resistance to the cosmos, that's not really what you want. And I will say, like, in the beginning of my journey before, I was like really like head on into the cosmos, like how I am now. I would fight against the different things because, like you said, it causes you to, find yourself in spaces of transformation of what you're used to, of your comfort zones, of things that we've basically been indoctrinated into accepting, aside from the fact that you woke up today. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, I gotta have this job, I have to have this house, I have to have this car, my family has to look like this, my relationship has to look like that. Like, I need all these accolades, I need all these things. And we don't pay attention to how, like, the stars sometimes aren't aligning for us to let go, to leave space for other things to come in. And 20 times out of 10, there's things that, like, we actually want it, but we can't see the big picture of how it's going to come to us because we're coming from our small point of view. You don't realize how many people, places, things, and events and stuff have to align for you to have this certain specific thing that you're trying to manifest, and you have to be put into a certain space to receive it. So no, you don't want to be the resistance under any of this energy. You really don't want to wait till last minute of October to be like, okay, I got it. Like, you really just want to learn how to flow and just be present in your breaths, be present and your vibrations, paying attention to what you gravitate to, which is a big Venusian energy, because Venus is your heart rate, and your heart rate pumps the blood and the oxygen and all the minerals and stuff, and also helps align with the frequency of your neurons, which is how your brain is pumping through the rest of your body. So that literally is your frequency, how you gravitate. You notice, like, when you get nervous or you're scared or something, your heart rate is different. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I feel overwhelmed, my heart rate is crazy and my phone starts glitching, and I'm stubbing my toe and this thing is happening over here, and now my dog is frantic and my son is acting crazy. Like, my energy gets so big, it kind of goes into other people, places, things. And then now having the knowledge that I have now, I'm like, okay, I have to take a deep breath, calm down, because my frequency is affecting the frequencies that I'm tethered to. And for those of you guys who don't know, your phone is an organite. It's made out of the crystals and the inorganic and organic material. It has the metals in it, has the copper in there, it has the quartz in there, it has the things in there. So it does align with your frequency wherever you're at. That's why, like, sometimes you're feeling things, you're like, oh my God, why are you showing me all these memes that just so happens to be in alignment with how I feel? This is ridiculous. And that's essentially what it is. This is an extension of you. Everything that is in your space right now is made out of sticks, rocks, dirt, and we don't put that into consideration because we've alchemized it into such beautiful things, such things that you can't even recognize where the stick begins and where the rock ends. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
think,
it's
like, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm
no,
gonna. That's a really good analogy for exactly what this eclipse, at least this lunar eclipse, is gonna bring. Is you need to kind of ignore the materials that go into making something what it is in order for you to understand that that's what it's supposed to be. That's what it can become. You know what I mean? So just dealing with people, dealing with yourself, instead of nitpicking it and pulling it apart, just apply it.
Yes,
So I'll let you with that.
Definitely. Like, with the Libra energy is all about justice and balance. So whatever imbalances you have in your space, especially imbalances that you keep choosing to overlook because you've created a comfort zone around them, oh, trust, they're not going to be here by the time we get to the 8th. You got 488 is the numbers for the next eclipse. That's two energies that's in alignment with transformation. Shouts to King Adonis in the chat, because I recall during our planetary forecast episode, he shed some light on a lot of the asteroids that will have an alignment on the 8th that open up a portal for there being great storms coming our way, whether they're the non-physical storms and energy, the celestial storms, as that does open a portal for a lot of meteor showers we're going to experience in the month of April. We also have the Messier Marathon, where you find all the Messier objects in the sky between April, like, was it the 10th to the 12th? It's about over 100 objects you can find in the sky. And then the actual storms, like the April showers bring May flowers. So we have a constant of that. So in this space under this moon, I called on people. This is the moon to manifest, because we're in the space of the Libra scales and finding balance. And then, Vedically speaking, we're in Virgo. So Virgo is about invocation, which is why I played juju music in the beginning, because that is invocation of all the orishas and deities that's associated with that Virgo energy. And me, whenever I do the invocation or manifestation, I'm always manifesting for the collective, to get rid of this umbrella academy we have over our existence that's teaching us to not be satisfied with our soul's purpose and have all these things and things like that. So that's the purpose of juju music for the gentrifiers, is to remove those mindsets and those indoctrinations out of us. Choose the ancestor that you wish, because I'm sure no matter what your ethnicity or race, which is all made up stuff, which I address in the song as well, all these labels of separation were all implanted on us. If you look in the trademark book, all this stuff was trademarked in 1775 before 1776. So the nationalities, they got y'all doing blood tests to get yourself back towards, that's all made up borders they made up before they separated our families. Race and ethnicity, you would have a tribe that had people of all different types of phenotypes and genotypes. What they did was they separated us by how we look and said, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that, to where we look at each other and be like, well, her hair is like this, her eyes are like that, and this person. But that was all given to us. That wasn't our natural form. So that's why someone like me and Galaxy can be in a bar together and be like, you know what? I know this soul. We're going to align again. Don't worry about it, because I know who you are. So like, it's one of those type of situations. Get out of the meat suit. And that's what Libra and Virgo is going to call for us under this. The sun is still in Pisces on the Vedic chart. And Pisces deals with the energy of deceit. And as we can see in the government as well as in Hollywood, because Hollywood is the wood that's created for the magic wands that create illusion. So you see a lot of that deceit unraveling with that Pisces energy. And then tropically, we're in Aries, so new beginnings to probably their antics and their tactics. And I would like to hope that all of you guys are so in tune with your Libra, Virgo, that those antics and tactics that they're creating to stay afloat have no effect upon you, on your spiritual journey.
And I do want, like, on top of that, one main of the next coming, like, astrological everything is there's going to be this overwhelming need to acknowledge and break a pattern. So whatever the pattern is for you, whatever it is that you're noticing, there's two things that you need to do. A, you need to no longer be affected by what that is. And B, you need to make peace with it. Accept that it is what it is, so that you're able to make the change. So God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.
Ashe.
The main theme of these next coming weeks. So acknowledging that pattern and breaking it.
Yes, I'm a big fan of the serenity prayer, having the knowledge to know the difference of the things that are in my control and things that I have to just learn how to flow with. And then it's not even about control, because we don't control anything here. When you think about it, all this stuff here is going to outlive us. It's already outliving us. And we're here to experience and then go on and flow on. And we have this habit of holding, like everything has to be held. All the people, places, things, events, situations, accolades, titles, everything is in our tight grasp. But we don't realize while we're doing that, we're not opening ourselves up to the things that we still want to have. We got to let go of those things. I remember my son, especially my youngest son, when he was a toddler, he would just hold things in his hand and he would be like, but I want that too. And I'd be like, bro, you have to let go of the stuff, and you got to open that fist up.
Then you have to let go of something. Yeah.
Yes, you can't hold everything. And he would try, he'd have stuff under his arms and his hands, and he's just holding on to everything. And it's like, no, you have to let go of something if you want this other thing you said you want. And we're just walking children. So we're sitting here doing the same thing. It's just we do it with more like adult things, if you will. Things we've been taught is more adult like.
And that's the thing, is we've been conditioned to believe certain things. So we interact with these things not in a childlike way all of the time. And the way that we're guided isn't always the proper way.
Right.
Oh,
And the goal is to come back to that inner child energy heavily. That's
yeah,
Aries. This is the solar plexus. That's sun energy, and we really want to come back to enjoying this kingdom like the eyes of a child, because that's the best way to do it. Kids have such a simple mindset towards everything. They make everything sound so easy, and that's exactly how easy it's supposed to be. So now that we have went through the astrological, aspect of everything, Galaxy also does tarot. And if it's all right with you, we would like to receive a collective reading from you.
for sure. Let me get my little deck. I'm going to use this cat tarot deck.
Ooh.
And tarot isn't my biggest thing. So, like, I've been practicing astrology for almost 10 years now. And tarot, I've only started reading cards, I would say, on a daily basis for 6 months or so. So,
Respect.
I'll do a 1 card pull and a bottom of the deck energy to see what's going on top and on bottom. So I'll do subconscious and then conscious. So what we're consciously going to be applying, and then unconsciously what we're going to be applying.
Okay. I like that.
Get creative.
I'll let you have the floor. I'm backstage.
Ooh. All right. This is great because neither of these cards I have ever pulled. So I will be referring to my handy dandy notebook. Bear with me, everybody. Here we go. So our unconscious energy that we're holding deep down inside us is actually the 8 of Wands. So going back to this number 8 that we were talking about, 2015 was the number 8. This year is the number 8. Or let's talk about like the year of the dragon, etc., etc. This is marked by staying on your toes and dealing with how quick things are going to change. So this goes back to the eclipse energy and needing to be patient and accepting of the things that you're going to need to release and repent for. So here it says, like a gust of wind ushering in a million fall leaves to chase. This card ushers in an exciting time. All that effort of chasing and jumping pays off in the form of some quick changes. It might be time for a change of scenery, blah, 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 blah. So unconsciously, a lot of the things that you've been putting together are going to come together. And also unconsciously, I would say, be aware of the things that you're thinking and the things that you're doing, because that could be a manifestation. So, being mindful of your thoughts, because unconsciously they might not be serving you the best that they could at this time. So, and then consciously what we're going to be operating in is the 6 of Wands. Whatever question is nagging at you, there's a good chance the answer is yes. So consciously just being secure in the things. Sorry, dang, there's a fire. Consciously being aware of the things that you're doing being the right decisions for you. So if you have the idea like, hey, maybe I should start going to the gym, and that's a conscious thought that you're having, the answer is yes, you should go to the gym. So being able to identify what it is that we need to say yes to in our lives and then unconsciously obliging to it. I would say that would be my collective reading, trusting yourself and where you're guiding yourself. Like don't be caught up in what's trying to guide you. Trust yourself internally.
I love that. Thank you for that. And that's a good one. Yes. Just say yes. If it's a thought that's coming, the answer is yes. You didn't get that download by accident. Go ahead and go with it.
did have in here was listen to your dreams, because I've been having crazy dreams recently, and a lot of other people I know have been having
Yes.
crazy dreams. Listen to your dreams the next, like, at least 2 weeks, because they're for a reason. There's something there that is for you to hear and apply. So listen to your subconscious.
I personally believe, like, I'm already, fasting, but I think that this is a beautiful time for everyone to start fasting to receive like the downloads and stuff like that, because I don't think people realize it, but a lot of things that we eat and drink and we put on our skin and, perfumes and stuff like that, a lot of stuff has a lot of chemicals in it that kind of clogs up our electromagnetic field from receiving the downloads we should receive. Now, are the creators always doing that intentionally? Not always. Some of them just don't have the intellect to know that they're giving you things that you shouldn't have. And also being mindful of the kind of fabric that you wear. That's a new spiral I'm going down, because I realized that
A lot of fabric is plastic.
yes, it's oil and
Yeah.
and it's lowering your frequency and your connectivity.
Please.
Yes. So please be careful. I recently was getting into an article with the leggings.
Yes.
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 No more leggings. We have to do away with the leggings. They are,
back denim 2024. Bring back denim.
Yes. I'm here for the cotton. I just want to wear cotton and chiffon everywhere. Low satin when I'm feeling a little fancy. But someone's telling me cotton and hemp is like the kind of like the best routes to go. And then I've been watching this video. These older people in Ireland, they plant linen. I mean, what do you call it? Flax seeds. And they make the linen out of the flax seeds. And I'm like, I have all these jars of flax seeds over here that's been sitting in my cabinet for years, because it's so many flax seeds they give me in a jar.
It does make sense, because wax is good for like your hair and nails.
Yeah.
So I never would have thought that.
So I could imagine what it does for your skin. So I'm excited. So I'm going to pull, 2 cards as well for us for the collective reading. And let's see what we come up with.
Sage.
So I have the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. So the background always gets me. So with the 6 of Swords I like 6s because 6s bring us back to that Virgo energy, the fact that we're about to have this Virgo full moon and all those things like that. So 6 is pulling you into spaces. So you've been coming from spaces that don't utilize your energy to its fullest potential. Now you're moving towards spaces that are going to start utilizing your energy. So all these things, all these aspirations, all these gifts that you have, they're about to start coming into use. So for those of you guys who have been doing different forms of divination, art, new business ideas, new political ideas, all these things, to Camel Walk with what Galaxy was saying, whatever spirit has been telling you to do, the answer is yes. Go ahead and do it. Follow that download, because that's pulling you into spaces where you can utilize your natural born talent to get what you want done. And that's what we're flowing towards. We're flowing towards utilizing our gifts. And then we also come into a 3 of Swords, which sometimes it means love triangle, but we're going to utilize it. And I don't feel love triangle energy here, outside of the fact that straddling between the 3D world, as far as the things that we have been taught to love and prioritize with our heart chakras, in alignment with just really fully walking into our soul's purpose and having a sense of a love triangle in that realm. We don't want the love triangle. So if certain things are conflicting each other, allow them to do what they're going to do and just flow in between the two. All right, we don't want to serve two things. We're here to flow and things of that nature. So I like these 2 cards. Swords deals with intellect. We're dealing with the air energy here. This is bringing us into Libra, Libra is all about balance and justice and harmony. So we're finding that balance, justice, and harmony between our multifacets of ourselves, and just walking your power, y'all. The things that you guys have been, downloading for you guys to do, and your desires and things that get your gut burnt up, like Galaxy was saying, focus on your Aries placements. That is your solar plexus chakra. We're dealing with your motivation and your ambition here. What gets that gut fired up and excited? That's what you really want to pay attention to. So this was a wonderful, wonderful Cosmic Nobody conversation.
I could say something before we close out. I think it's really, really interesting that I pulled 2 Wands cards, which are represented by fire and Aries, and you pulled 2 Swords cards, which are represented by air and Libra. The lunar eclipse on March 28th, or whichever date is, being in Libra, and then the solar eclipse on April 8th being in Aries. I just think that's real interesting.
Right. And the camel walk with you in that the North and South node are in Aries, Libra right now too.
Yep.
So see, look. There you go, collective.
Collective reading.
There's your collective reading. You got it from here.
Libra placements, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, definitely. So Galaxy, let us know where we could find you, where we could receive your services and all those things like that.
So my Facebook page is called Astrology by Galaxy. My name is spelled Galexie. You can book online readings there. I also do in-home readings, over-the-phone readings, limited availability as I work and go to school. So just hit me up there and we can arrange something. And I'm on Instagram at Galaxy_ and also at Astrologigal. ASTROLIG_ is my astrology page on Instagram.
Okay. Thank you so much for being a part of the first Cosmic Nobodies conversation. Do hope that you return. Would love to see you come back.
Yeah, I would love to. This was really fun, really great. You have a way with words and your energy is so infectious. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this. Peace, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And just to let y'all know, tomorrow we are doing a lunar eclipse manifestation ceremony. We're starting at 11:33. So if you guys want more information about that, please reach out to me. You guys see my Instagram information over here, Less Nobody's Business LLC. I'll add you to the Telegram group. This is a community thing, so it's free. This is not a monetary situation. This is about us collectively coming together and manifesting for our community as we want to see it and feel it under this Libra energy. In addition to that, if you guys, stay tuned with me within the next 15 minutes, I'll be on Lazarus Lamel's podcast on YouTube. So I am podcast hopping today, and that's what I got for y'all. Peace, y'all. I love you so much.